So in this video, I wanted to find the best refill for the Ohto Horizon. This is a really popular, really cool pen that I know a lot of people out there are using right now. It sells for between, I don't know, $6 and $10 on popular channels like Amazon. It has a full metal body, all metal components. That includes this front piece and the button. A great click action with a really powerful return and a really strong click that I know is really addictive to play with. This uses a needle tip refill from Ohto, which I think is fine. I don't think it's terrible, but it's really not my favorite. So I tend not to use this pen too much. It's also, the pen is a little bit back weighted just from all this metal components, but that's not a huge deal. Here's a quick sample with the refill. So this is the Horizon stock. It's fine. Definitely not great, not like super enjoyable to write with. But if we were to go ahead and remove this, you'll see that the refill it uses is not really a standard size. It's kind of a strange size. And it isn't impossible to find something that fits this. You could cut down a normal refill, but then finding a refill that also matches these wings here so that the spring mechanism works is a little bit more of a challenge. And you could, of course, use one without the wings and tape around the top of the spring, but that's not really, it's kind of hacky, so I tend not to really like doing that. It makes the action feel loose and the tape gets old at the worst possible moment. So I found some refills that fit stock. I wanted to run through those and pick the best. So of course, the best might be this Ohto, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. First refill is the Hi-Tech C from the Hi-Tech C Slim 0.4 millimeter. Popular refill, and this is probably the option most people will go with if they want to upgrade from the stock refill. Again, you're just looking for the Hi-Tech C 0.4 millimeter from the Slim. If you need the model number, I believe that's it right there, but it usually will go through a Hi-Tech C, not through that model number. Pop this in here. Find the pen, and we're in business. This little thing is a little bit difficult to get in, so you're gonna have to bear with me. I did want to do this in real time. Perfect action, perfect return, so that's good. Hi-Tech C 0.4 millimeter. Definitely smoother, definitely less scratchy. It is finer than the Ohto Horizon, so you gotta keep that one in mind, but I don't think that's generally a problem. And you are sticking with the needle tip here, and that fit is really spot on. And there's that return. So that is the current leader in my book. Let's move on to what's next. This is the Uni. This is the S-7S. This is a popular refill from Uniball. It works with a bunch of the Jetstream style pens. Slightly shorter refill, but these ones are cheap. I think they're like $1, and they're quite versatile. You'll see this one come up a lot. I think it actually fits some of the Uni multi-pens as well. Let's see, there you go. This pen is nice and it's very affordable. It's a great deal, but like this sort of interaction with it is not super easy. Test this, perfect lock, good fit, return and all that is spot on. So this is the Uni, or Uni S-7S. So this is smoother still, but now you have to realize that we're moving to a 0.7 millimeter. So that's, you know, going to be smoother than the typical 0.4. There's just no arguing with that. This is also a conical tip as opposed to a needle tip. So you have to be okay with the aesthetics there. I am. I think it actually looks fairly cool, but that comes down to personal preference. So for me, so far, I'm taking the Uni refill over the high-tech 0.4. But, you know, I don't think one is definitively better than the other. Next up, this is the S7-S in black. Don't have to test that. But this is sold as Mitsubishi as opposed to sold through Uni. And that's just because, like, I guess it's compatible with two different models, but Mitsubishi Pencil and Mitsubishi Uni, it's the same thing. They're just sold as different. I probably just accidentally ordered a black and a blue. And the last one. This is the BTRF-6F-L from Pilot. Just kind of rolls off the tongue there. And this is another option. I've never used this one before. Or maybe I've used this in a pen. I didn't know this specific model. So it'll be first time for everyone. This is another, I believe, multi-pen style refill. And you could tell because they have that little blue band there. That's usually done with multi-pens. And that makes sense, right? Which this is a non-standard size. It's smaller than normal. And just for reference, like here's a standard pen. So this refill would be kind of absurd to put in a big pen like this. Plus, you could fit a whole lot more diameter in this body. So a standard gel or ballpoint pen would have a wider diameter refill like this. You'd only use a refill this tiny is if you're trying to get 3 or 4 of them in a pen body, because the actual capacity in this is really minimal. Is one of the downsides of the Horizon is that essentially it uses a multi-pen refill. It's not a huge deal. The refill still lasts a fair bit, but it's not going to last as long as on a standard pen. So again, this is the Pilot BTRF-6F-L, and this is a 0.7 millimeter. And this writes kind of like the most standard. You know, it's kind of like not quite as smooth as the Pilot Acro style ink, but at least it doesn't seem quite as smooth. This one does appear to, it sounds like it's doing some rattling if you listen. Which is a little bit annoying, but it does fit well. Extension is good. Little bit of wiggle there, which I find to be somewhat annoying. It's not like a deal breaker, which you could see is only maybe a fraction of a millimeter there. At the end of the day, I think it's going to be a toss-up between the last two for me, with my personal preference. I definitely like the color and the saturation of that Pilot. It's a nicer blue. It's a little bit more generous. Uni feels a little bit smoother to me. And there's a comparison of the two. I think you're definitely putting down a nicer ink line with the Pilot. But you can see a little bit of smudginess there, which you are putting down more ink. And over there. Whereas with the Uni, you could see there, it's a little stingy with the ink. But the line has, you know, okay integrity, where it has very good integrity with the Pilot. So I would say it's a toss-up between the two, whether you're looking for a little bit better behavior with the Uniball or a little bit more smoothness with the Pilot. Between the two, for my riding, I would probably just go with the Pilot. But something in my heart tells me the Uniball S7 might be the better one for most people. So I wish there was more of a definitive winner here, but at the end of the day, the point is that the stock Ohto refill is just fine. You know, I'd give it a B-. If you really like the needle tip in this pen, go ahead and get the Hi-Tech C 0.4 millimeter. It's a better refill. And then if you want to move more to a something better for writing and day-to-day use, you have the Uni and the Pilot. Between the two, I'm probably going to take the Pilot, but if that rattling absolutely kills you, then you have the Uniball, and that is the S-7S. And there's one last time with that, and you could just pause and zoom in if you want to get a better look. So that's it, the best possible refill for the popular and highly rated Ohto Horizon. Thanks for watching.